Okay, hello guys. I'm very excited today because we are going to work on newCTFE again, and we are going to introduce a debugging interface to ctfe, and this is a first. ctfe debuggability has been heavily criticized by the D language community for a while now, and while developing the new interpreter, I found that I have the same problem. I need to debug this. I need to be able to debug what's going on here. Therefore, we are going to introduce a method of debugging this. Now, as everything I built in newCTFE, I have to build this to be portable. So it's going to be a challenge, and I don't know right now how I'm going to solve it. So let's first just get into this and hope that we will prevail here. Okay. I did something already to introduce a callback, but I still don't know if this is the right choice. There. And I actually can't make it extern C here because the parser chokes on that. If I remove the extern C, we should compile again. Let me check. Maybe I should make this bigger. There. Well, I guess I have to make it a bit smaller. Smaller, not bigger. There. To actually see what's going on. Undefined identified debug command. That's because we don't have the debug command yet. This would just be struct. Debug command. Yeah, I always forget that Sublime puts the closing brace for me. And it would have like ushort command, right? And then it would have some data. Actually, the only data it can provide is a BC value data, right? We'll see what kinds of commands we want, right? And we have which is called debug. Should I call it debug order? Order, because it's the order we give to the debugging system. One of those would, for example, be break at, or set breakpoint, and unset breakpoint, and maybe read memory. Maybe I should make it a bit more concrete. Read stack, write stack, and read heap, as well as write heap. Yeah, they still don't want to purchase Sublime. Just you putting up this message makes me not want to buy your software, actually. Yeah, maybe I would have bought it if they wouldn't put up this annoying message. No, I wouldn't have bought it anyways because I usually use GNU Nano. The only reason I use Sublime now is because someone told me using GNU Nano would be unfriendly to most programmers because it doesn't have syntax highlighting. I don't see what this gives me, right? Why do I want this? I see that this is a constant. I wrote it this way. If code needs syntax highlighting to be understood, you're doing something wrong. It is my opinion, but anyway, if some people like it, then why not do it? I don't need it, and I don't see the point, but other people probably do. Now, I guess those are all the orders we're going to have for now. Debug order, right? And we do if if we don't have something that gives us debug orders, then we will return a debug command with the debug order. Nothing. Right? Nothing. Noting. Nothing. This is our dummy callback. For this, of course, we need to have the debug order nothing. Right? This should help. This should still compile. It doesn't. Why? Tell me, doesn't it? Find semicolon when expecting comma in 1637, which is here. Oh. Yeah. Forgot to close this. I thought Sublime did this for me. I guess it doesn't. That's how much of a pile it is. Alright, it compiles. Great. If it takes longer than a second before it, longer than like half a second before it boosts errors, I know it compiles because my compile time check succeeded. Pretty cool actually to know that. I don't think we need this break line and continue execution nonsense anymore because that would be a debug order. Or let's call the do nothing order. Let's call it at ease. At ease, soldier. At ease. Ease. Okay, we probably should. I don't know. Is this how you write at ease? Probably. Maybe we go with nothing. That's easier to spell, and it spells out more clearly what we actually want. Now, we need more debug orders, I fear. So what we want to do is buffer up debug orders, and we're going to call this callback until we get the nothing order back. And what this callback returns will be the orders we issue. For example, before we even start interpreting, we have to get at least a few of our breakpoints. So this is what this should have been doing. So the first action in the interpreter loop is always check if we have a new order which we maybe need to act on, right? So let's do this. We have a debug order here, order, which is equal to receive order, right? And if, or let's say while do while, maybe do while, yeah, probably do while. Order, well, the order is not, whoops, it's not order, debug order, nothing. Would like syntax based completion, but what can you do? And style based completion would also be nice. Well, why are you Sublime? You make me dislike you even more, you know that? Alright. Alright, while we are not ordered to do nothing, we better do something, right? If we have to do something, then we better switch on the order type. Yeah, by the way, how did we call this member? Command. The debug command is the thing, and the debug order is the order we actually get. Order. Because getting orders is easy. So this is a debug command, right? Why did I call it receive order? It's a command. And part of the command is the order. Maybe it's receive order, I don't know. Receive command. And usually, like, when we don't provide a callback, we will build our own function. This is what this does. This assigns a function pointer, right? To our default function, which just tells us never do anything. We don't have any orders for you. All right. So if this is not the case, we have to react to our command, and this means switching on the order. And one case would be, for example, nothing. In this case, we do nothing. Another case would be, and we have to pull the inner members into our scope. If we want to do that, we do that with with statement. I think we can do it like this. There. And we have to put a break. Still. So this is what we do when we do nothing. Maybe we do a printout, right? Import stdio, right? All of this has to happen in a debug block, because otherwise we can't claim that we are pure, right? because we're doing I/O. Yet we still want to claim purity, and that only works if we're doing that in debug block. Could have been smarter about this and put it in the debug block at first. And of course I have to match DMD style. There we go. And then we do right lin. And it does absolutely not matter that we use the slow phobos crap here, because this is only debug code. Don't use this in production, but in debug code it's totally fine, right? And what we want to get actually is the command dot order, right? This is the order we were given. Order. And then let's see how many values we actually need for an order to be given. I think the biggest one would be the memory write order, which needs an address and what we want to write into it, actually. The memory read order gets a bit more tricky because we need a place to put the return value. Maybe we could pass a pointer in. Would probably be the wisest choice. Like a PC value star, which is the debug output, maybe. Which means we couldn't output strings via this. Or maybe we want a debug some kind of vessel that holds the data we want to output. Don't know yet. This would of course be null by default. So in case we want to like, well, what commands do we have again? How do I split views in here? Can I even split views? I want like split view. Do you have that, Sublime? Let's see. View. Hide minimap. Wow. That's what I'm looking for all along. Enter distraction-free mode. Yeah, that's what I like. But I would also like to give me a, would you kindly give me a full screen here? Full screen mode. Okay, works. Now give me a split view. Oh, you have a console? Like, can I actually type commands in here? Of course I can't. Can I do exec? Help? Help. What is it? Python? What? You give me the fucking Python help. I don't want the Python help. I want to know what I can do with this particular console. I already don't like Sublime. First I want to get rid of the console. How do I get rid of the console? Hide console. Great job at hiding it. Here. Again. Now hide console. Okay, this time it worked. Now show bar, hide tabs, indentation. What I want is you to give me a second visible window. Can you do that? This is in preferences. Wow. The font size. Yeah, I don't need to change that. Okay, let's be content with one window for now. So we have those. I will have to copy the cases we can have. Well, I hate you, Sublime. Or maybe my mouse. I shouldn't even have tried using it. So, where were we? Here. So maybe I just copy them in. There we go. So we can do a case right heap. Let's do read stack first. I like to keep the how I do things. Maybe it's 0 here, so I know that I'm actually not supposed to hit it. There we go. Great. That's what I wanted. Just add indentation. Read stack. The first is actually set breakpoint. The next is unset breakpoint. The very next is read stack. The other one is write stack. Then I have a write heap. And then comes a read heap, which I should have in my buffer. Yes. Actually, it's read heap first. Read heap. This would be the write heap. So, wow, the order is not nothing. Well, I guess I could implement set breakpoint already. I don't know if this is the correct D style for switch statements. I doubt it, but I like to have the break on the same line. Okay. When we set a breakpoint, what we do is we add the value we have to the so we just say value 1, I guess, at IMM32 would be the break line. If we want to unset a breakpoint, perhaps we first search for this. So line. Do I have line as a free identifier here? I'll just BL for break line is v1.mm32. Then we say for each or line and break lines if yeah, we have to label the switch actually, so we can break out of the switch rather than out of the including for loop. If maybe underscore BL as iteration variable. Not great, but we can always rename it. So if we already have this break line, then we do not want to then we want to break out of the switch. And this means that if we get here, we did not break out of the switch. This means we didn't have the breakpoint, and we can set this. We can add this to the current breakpoints. Same goes for unset breakpoint. Shouldn't be too hard as well. What we do here is we just say for each, and this time we do need the index BL in break lines, and again the break line. Whoops. Again, Sublime being helpful, but not really helpful because it doesn't have enough semantic information to be really helpful. Yeah, same thing here. Actually, in here we don't need to break out of the switch, but the only thing we need to do is to shorten, to find the thing, exchange it, and shorten the array. So if BL equals BL, what we do is we exchange the current with the last one, and we shorten the array. So break lines of I equals break lines of $-1, and after that we shorten the array and we break. So this is just break lines equals break lines of 0 to $-1. This shortens the array by 1 because half open range, right? Now and we break. And breaking out of the for each means breaking out of the switch as well. So we implemented those, and this is enough to let our break lines know that we want to break. And when we are in a break, I guess we have to wait for continue. So we need to add this. And in the case, continue. We said we said pause, maybe pause fonts, maybe break modes, debug modes, I don't know, paused. And of course we need to add this to our commands. Continue. And we need to have some state here which tells us if we are paused or not. True if we are in a breakpoint. Yeah, I guess all the other commands don't really apply at the beginning. At the beginning, we only need to check for breakpoints and inspecting variables. Wait. We already know if we are paused before we begin the execution, right? Look, and remove this now as I have this. So here we are in the execution loop. And I guess this will be busy wait. Not what I like. We do this while the order, while not paused, and the order is not nothing. Well, the order is not nothing. Or Maybe while the order is not continue. And nothing means that we don't have any more orders to process. Maybe we should. So when we get a nothing, this ends the current order stream. And I'm not sure if it's the wisest way to just make it this before executing a statement. Because read stack and write stack, these things need to be executed. And it may take time until another order arrives. So while we are waiting for an order, maybe I just make an order, await orders. So while it's not nothing, or while it's not and orders, or maybe while it's not continue. Yeah, while it's not continue. So continue would end orders. Which would also mean that this would never be processed. Which I guess is fine. Ah, yeah, I don't have a final switch, so I wouldn't need to put this close. Nothing happens here. And I will make it a final switch. Right? This should... Yeah, maybe we don't have order nothing. Because we aren't gonna wait. If we have nothing to say, then it means continue. Maybe we have an order invalid. If someone forgot to give us a proper order, we have the invalid order in which we will assert. So there's not nothing anymore. This is invalid, and it's insert 0. Maybe with the message invalid order, invalid debug order. Alright, this should do it. Let's see if we can build. Of course we can't. Is it with this ridiculous function declaration that gets longer and longer and longer? Yes, we forgot to put a comma. There we go. Found switch while expecting to make a hold on after a break. Not true? This is a debug statement. And 7.7.27. Oh yeah, have to use the label switch. Property nothing. Yeah, there's no nothing property anymore. Who wants to know? Oh yeah, the default implementation. We just return continue. There. Right, something is terribly wrong. What is it? Closing label switch for break not found. I don't have V1 and I don't have receive order because it's receive command now. And I don't see why this switch label is not found. It's right there. Or can't I put a label on final switches and would find this? Very strange. Maybe because the V1 is not there? Let's call this V1 for value 1. In case we only pass one value in. Undefined. Because we don't get the V1 from the command. There we go. I still can't find the switch label. And if I identify V1, there. Yeah, there's this BL anyway. Alright, even more error messages. What's going on here? Order cannot be found. Continue execution is not a thing anymore. That's true. Yeah, we don't do breaking online. We just say pause equals true, right? And if pause equals true, we wait for a continue to. Or we probably don't even need to. Not sure here. Enclosing label switch for breaking found and unidentified identify order. I think something we called order before is now called command. That could be it. Uh, 53. Yeah, it's commanded order. And it still fails? Why now? Because it cannot find this label. Switch. Oh, because I misspelled switch. Now works. Kinda, hopefully. Finger test compilable. ctfe test. We have debug line output. So far so good. This is output from the code generator, I presume. And I don't get what's going on here. So it seems to be executing just fine. But I don't get debug output because debug is not active. So we have to do that. And recompile. And with debug active, suddenly it doesn't compile anymore, which suggests to me that... yeah, right. It's not enough to put it in a debug block. We also have to make sure that the right line we're trying to do is not getting called at compile time, because that will fail. Right? There. That should take care of it. What? Oh yeah. This is indeed illegal. And now we do compile. So everything works because our compile time tests did run. This is the output of the thing that runs. And we see that we always get the order continue. If we set a breakpoint on a line, we know. Maybe here, right before the return. Line 265. Then we should break. There. Before executing the rest. Which would be at IP42. Somewhere down here. Here. Let's just do debug. Then, if not ctfe. Oops. There we go. Yeah, that should make up for it. No, we do right then to import stdio. There. Breaking, and we want the kernel IP. And because we already advanced, this would be the IP -2. And we would just get this, whoops. We really need a different continue. Can I read the keyboard from here? I guess I can't. So we need a different. We need a nothing or something. Which just means that we have nothing on the command stream at the moment. The whole command stream reading business. Let's give a default value of invalid, which should cause us to throw an assertion immediately, even without we will not be able to compile because we get invalid debug order at compile time. Pretty neat. So we definitely have an interface that works somehow. Nothing. And maybe we add a nothing as well. An invalid and a nothing. Because we still want to be sure that we didn't do anything invalid. And nothing is just to terminate the debug stream. Oops. Did we forget to set this back? Yeah, and probably with nothing as well, right? So it compiles, it runs the tests, and now we can pre-fill our breakpoint array, which this breakpoint here we just, with this line directive we just determined before the return. This one, 265. If we simply pre-fill our array with this, we will see that it breaks if we recompile. Now we recompiled, and it doesn't break. Oh yeah, see? I told you where the line directive was, and it breaks there. And it says breaking there. So we were able to set a breakpoint. Now, if we did not give the continuation order, we should indeed not be pulling any more off of there. Meaning we shouldn't execute the order we just got. So while paused, or we get the command order nothing, or we do not get the command order nothing, we will continue to do things. Only if we get the continue, we will be unpaused. So while we are paused, we will be stuck in this loop and receiving commands endlessly. And something is not right. Forgot a semicolon. Classic. So now we will, when we run this, we should see this doing constant output and being stuck in a loop forever. But it doesn't seem to be stuck. While we are paused. Oh, right, because, yeah. We can't do the same thing on nothing and continue anymore. Alright, I can write this by hand. Right? Because this sets us directly to unpaused again, which we don't want to do. There we go. This is what we want to see. We hit the breakpoint, and at that point we go into pause mode, which is exactly what we want. In the pause mode, we can send other commands to our system. Because we never get a continue, we will be stuck in this loop forever and ever and ever, right? So, I don't know. Maybe if we got nothing and we are paused, We want an mm pause maybe. Something like that. I would need to implement this on assembly, and it would only works on x86, and I would have to do cross-platform implementation of it. So for now I'm not gonna do it, but this is maybe what we want. Like that. This, if it spans more than one line, it looks like this. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty nice way to do break lines. Maybe if we get the nothing, I will do something else. I will send the command to unset the breakpoint. So or maybe I don't. Maybe I call it a day for today, because now we at least have some way to have interactions from outside. And we can receive this command. Sounds okay for now, I would say. Yes, I think I'm done. How do I stop this recording?